Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, Hinds County. What's up, y'all? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's a Friday. Well, we got to do this week. We got to do this week. Hey, you can't. Hey, look here. It doesn't get no better than that. Making it through the week is the key. Is the key. Is the key. Hey, that's one of the first objectives. Besides waking up in the morning. Yo, how you doing? I am glad to be here today, to another day, to share some more thoughts about our community, about helping the betterment of our wonderful city here in Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I have embarked on kind of listening to the brothers and sisters on WMPR, and shout out to all of those people that's putting out information. All of them. I don't know who y'all are yet. I hadn't got a list of all you guys, but I look at y'all content and everything. I listen to y'all content and everything over the radio. 100. Y'all got my support. Whatever y'all can't say on that radio station, or whatever that needs to be brought to the YouTube, to the audience over here on this side, we'll do it. We will do it. We got you. We got all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all over here on this side of the fence, they got, when they give out some information, I will give some out too. Just like the Battlefield Park event that's going to be happening. It's going to be not this Saturday, but it's going to be next Saturday. I didn't get the full information, the full details, but I know that there will be an event. But the event is very, very important. A young lady and a fella lost their child in 2021 to gun violence, and she was pregnant. And she and her husband has this foundation. I can't think of the name of it, but I can tell you exactly. I don't remember the name. I guess the Alzheimer's ticks is fucking with my brain. But but anyway, but they're having an event in a Battlefield Park, and I really would like to turn out to be, really, really good, because that's a very good cause. There'll be some keynote speakers there, food trucks, food vendors, and everything, and if you can, won't you come out? It's gonna be not this Saturday, but it's gonna be next Saturday. All right, not tomorrow, but it's gonna be next Saturday. So, yeah. But I wanted to shout out to all of them out there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a positive. We gotta look. Jackson, Mississippi is not a breeding ground for violence. And you like the way I say that? For violence. No, I'm just kidding, but I'm just only joking, but I'm serious though. Jackson, Mississippi is not just a breeding ground for violence. You know what I'm saying? We have certain aspects of us that wants to increase the peace. You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna practice what we preach. We're gonna keep it moving, and attend to that event. It's a very good cause. It's a very good cause. You know what I'm saying? Send out your donations or whatever to that family. We gotta support each other. This is called the support. This is the support that I talk about all the time. when all communities can come out. And Battlefield Park really, honestly, could be the central. That could be our park. Battlefield Park could be black folks' park. Because it's like they got their park downtown. They got their park downtown. But Battlefield Park could be our park. Where we galvanize. Where we centralize. You know what I'm saying? Events. Hell, we could host the same things they host. I mean, let's keep that real. We don't have to depend on other communities to come in here and donate money to us. Like I said before, I say it one more time. If you gave $10, $5 to a cause that is worth giving a cause to, I'll give mine. I don't care. I'll give 20. It's good. I'm good. I'll get $20. I'll get $20. But what I'm saying, I can't do it by myself. I want to give like that. I do that with mines. I give $20 to mines every month. You know what I'm saying? Meticulous outreach. Why? Because I want other people to donate. So because they're looking at, well, what are you doing? What have you donated to your foundation? Well, to your non-profit organization. So I have to make it my business to donate $20 to my organization. Because like I said, if I don't do it, then it won't get done. It'll just sit there. And that's not a way to be. See what I'm saying? So Jackson, if y'all listening, please come out. Come out and make it happen. Because Captain, I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen without you. You are the residents. You know what I'm saying? You got to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to stop. Look, we can't stop crime. We can't stop crime. But look here. We can slow it down. We can slow it down if we can put people in the right places. Put the right places. If you put people at the right places, we wouldn't have to be at the right time. Because if you put them in the right places, they'll be there at the right time. That would be the right time. I'm telling you. So let's, hey, I'm down. I'll be there. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over there to that event on for that Saturday, because I wanna be over there to kind of, show some support to that family. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I donate $20. I'm good. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a positive cause. If we can eliminate, if we can get this thing, if we can build our own organizations, credible, where we can help other people to get through the stuff that they need to get through. Just like Miss Fortune, her family. You know what I'm saying? There ought to be a fund set aside for that family. We already know the city probably is gonna take care of her funeral arrangements. But her family needs, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, we got to take care of each other. Black folks, now is the time. Just think about it for a minute, Jackson. Let me drop this one on you. I want to drop this one on you. And call it I think it's a bombshell. But just think about this. If Jackson, Mississippi was to do a massive unity to where they are productive in supporting their own businesses, we support our own. Nah, we don't want nobody up in here. Let's keep that real. We're going to get some backlash. Yes, you're going to get some backlash. Somebody going to say something negative. But this is our purpose. Man, black folks, if we was the one to set the example to get our stuff together, I guarantee you this. Other communities will fall in line. So other black communities. Birmingham, Memphis, Chicago, Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, Charlotte, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Detroit, Michigan, Flint, Michigan, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis, Missouri, you know, LA, San Francisco, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere the spots where the black folks thrive at, even in Arizona, even in Wyoming, the spots where black folks thrive at, where there's no unity. If Jackson, Mississippi just set the example, nah, y'all can't come through here. They built a blueprint. I'll tell you straight up. Them negative white folks and negative black folks gonna want to come in here and burn it down. I can guarantee you that. All white folks ain't bad. Because you got some negative black folks out here that's just as bad as this. I mean, they're just horrible. They want to come in here and burn it down. You know what I'm saying? You got some sellout motherfuckers out here, especially black folks. I'm talking about black folks wise. You got some sellouts out here. You got some spies out here. But ideas, if I'm in a room full of ideas, I'm going to close my mouth and listen. I'm not as boisterous as I am when I'm on this camera talking to you. Because, by golly, yo, I'm telling you, I get my expressions out when I'm talking to you, resident, on YouTube or whatever platform I'm on. But if I'm in the crowd, I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna be quiet as a mouse. You know why? Because I want to hear. I want to hear what people have to say. I want to know what their ideas are. Because I want to know if they like mine or unlike mine. See, that's why. I mean, because I was at the Jane Avenue meeting on Monday. There was a woman sitting next to me, and I'm just sitting back listening. She had some wonderful ideas. See, that's how I say, if you're gonna be like mine or you're gonna be unlike mine. Alike, unlike. Alike attracts, unlike repels. Peace to the gods. You know what I'm saying? Because in this instance, because here's the deal. What is the common cause? The common cause is what brings us together. And I share, like I said, I don't want everybody's not going to share my same idea. I don't want that to happen. I want them to have their own. And then it's just like back in the 80s when the great Jesse Jackson made the quilt speech. I saw it on the black and white TV. When the great Reverend Jesse Jackson made the speech about the quilt. If you got this quilt, this patch, that patch, and we all put our patches together, they may be different. But when they come together, you got one quilt. I remember I was a kid when he made that speech, and I still remember because it made sense then and it makes sense now. So this is what I'm saying. But if Jackson, Mississippi, just think about it for a minute, resident. If Jackson, Mississippi is the first one, the first, where black folks unify in a map without going into some organization, without all of that, we galvanize in our different communities. You got Vernon Edition, Washington Edition, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got all these different areas of Jacktown that everybody lives in, right? You got Dooley, you know what I'm saying? You got South Jackson, you got certain parts of South Jackson. You got over there, what you said over there, Presidential Hills. You got over there in the Queens. You got over there in what's the name of that joint? What's the name? You got Bricalo. You got sub number 1, sub number 2. You know, you got all these different areas. All these different areas. If all of them can galvanize, all of these, let me ask you preachers something, y'all listening. What the heck is y'all doing? What the heck is y'all doing? Y'all should be the first to be on board with this. And I ain't talking about from a biblical aspect. Because the Bible that y'all preach out of, bro, I don't know what it is y'all preach out of. But the Bible that I know, I've opened up and read, supports this. I don't know what Bible y'all preach out of, but I know the Bible that I read supports what I'm saying. Straight up and down. Because when Jesus was rolling in that boat, he had his homies with him. He was unified. You know what I'm saying? So, look, when Moses was rolling, Moses had his peoples with him. You know what I'm saying? He was unified. So let's keep that real. Let's keep that real. So it supports that. But like I said, I don't see why y'all wouldn't be on board with this. Y'all should be the first one to be on board. It shouldn't be a solo act, it should be a choir act. It should be a whole choir of preachers on board with the unification of our communities. Period. All the preachers and pastors should have everybody's phone number. Everybody should be getting on one Zoom call. Everybody should get on one Zoom call. I myself, personally, as a computer engineer, I would like to build something where we can have our own private situation. We ain't got to be on Zoom or Teams or none of that mess, so somebody else can be listening into what we're talking about. We have our own private network. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of time I'm on. I'm on that type of time. I've been looking into a lot of this stuff. I've been looking into these different aspects of going live without dealing with, these different platforms. I want to be able to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that I figured if I can do it on my own and outreach to the folks that I want to outreach to, which you can, then it could be a private situation. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about nobody setting this up. Somebody else from somewhere else setting it up. You know what I'm saying? Playing in the background. Nah. We ain't trying to hear that. We set up our own thing. We got our own network set up. We go behind somebody else's house and galvanize. Come on now. Folks, the Proud Boys do it all the time. Proud Boys do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different organizations out here, they do it all the time. I'm talking organizations that don't have your black interests at heart. They do it all the time. Why aren't we doing it? Why can't we do it? What is the one element that keeps us from unifying in that particular way? And you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you pastors, yo, that's what's up. Y'all need to be on board. Everybody. Let me tell you something. I stand 10 toes down on this. I heard this more than 20 years ago. No matter what you think about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, let me tell you this. Let me say this, and I'm gonna be quiet on it, because I'm gonna go on to something else. The Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan said he was at a church one time, and he was preaching. And they kind of, they had it on video. I remember they used to play it all the time on the public access channel down here in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't remember where he was, but I know he was talking to. He was around a lot of pastors. And the one thing that he said that stuck out to me like a sore thumb was, if the pastors would come together, black folks would be free overnight. Remember that phrase. How true it is up to you. If you don't believe that as a pastor or a preacher, then you need to take your robe off and step down. Let me say this. Let me rephrase. He said, because I remember it now, he said, if the pastors would get together and preach the true and living gospel, the true and living gospel, black folks would be free overnight. All. A-L-L. Let's be real. But like I said before, if you don't believe in your ability without being in somebody's back pocket, without trying to get some type of bread for yourself, then you need to take off your robe. Take off your robe and step down, because you don't know what your abilities are. You don't know what your capabilities are either. You have no understanding to what you can do as a pastor or a preacher. Plain landed. So anyway, I know I did tell you guys about the Jane Avenue event meeting that happened on Monday, and it was a very well productive meeting. I just wanted, I want this meeting. Let me tell you something. We're growing. We're growing, and I made my comment about what we talked about before, on how just at that Jane Avenue meeting, if everybody was just to give, if however many folks has come here, because I'm going to tell you right now, eventually we're going to have to get some more chairs. And we're going to have to get a bigger venue, because we're going to turn it out. See, this is what this is about. Community. But like I said before, how many folks is down. Believe me, at that Jane Avenue meeting, it showed out. They showed out. And I just said, if we all was to just give $10, a month. If it's 100, if it's, I said 100, I ain't gonna say 100. I say, like, say, if it's 30 of us, if it's 30, that's $300 a month. At 12 months, 10 months is $3,000. So what is that? $3,600. And then you do that thing. Think about doing that thing. Think about doing it at. Imagine if we did it at $100 a month. We have enough bread to rebuild that community center. I'm talking about tear it down and rebuild it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna plant the seed today. We tear that community center. We tear it down and rebuild the community center. We tear it down and rebuild it. Do like what they did over across town. What was it? Georgetown? Yeah. Do like what they did over there. Rebuild the community center. No cost to the city. We did this. It was the cost to the community. And have a special room for community activity. And that in whole hour meetings. We get the thing like some of the churches have with the little turn thing where you put the chairs in. You know what I'm saying? Where you have enough chairs. You know what I'm saying? Have a thing too. What you have a thing where you turn, have for the tables, and put the tables in, organized. Come on, man. You know, we can do it. Jane Avenue, we can do it. I hope you hear this message. We can do it, Jane Avenue. Maybe that ought to be a slogan. We can do it, Jane Avenue. That's dope. We can do it, Jane Avenue. We can do it. Because if we don't do it, then that building is going to stay the way it is. It's going to stay. If people see that we're doing something over there, people going to want to come and join on. They want to donate more money. Think about what I'm saying. If you're not donating, if you're not putting out the bread, how you think somebody else gonna want to give you some? Let's keep that real. If this is a community the way it should be, or the way it could be, no. If this is a community the way it could be, and we're doing everything that we can, then it's going to be what it should be. Let me say it like that. It's going to be what it should be. You gotta, but I'm telling you, ain't nobody going to come save us. We got to do this. But look, I get the negative. I get the pessimistic attitudes in our community. I get that. I got it. It's gone. It's out the door. But let me say this. That's where it starts at. See, the pessimism starts in home. If you ain't got no unity in your house, then you ain't gonna have no unity in your community. What are you doing at home? What are you doing at home? Man, I tell you the truth. That's a good question. So, but we're not going to harp on that. I just want to talk about a little bit about the Jane Avenue meeting and how it is important that everybody galvanize. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know? Yeah, so but yeah, I just wanted, I'm not gonna be on here long. I wanted to come on here to say what's up. It's Friday, you know what I'm saying? And we need to, you know, these are just some of the things that was on my mind this morning because it needs to be said. Look, we do got stupid idiots out there like Clay Edwards. We do. And folks that he appealed to. Okay? But we can't worry about that. We can't worry about one jerk. One jerk. Because he's not creating no impact on our progress. You know what I'm saying? He's not creating no impact on our progress. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just look. You can call me what you want, but I'm gonna just tell you like this: with something like this, I wouldn't welcome him. If something like this, I don't welcome him. I don't welcome him and no one air like him. Nope. We don't deal with how you going to donate some bread to somebody that you speaking bad about. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Man, I ain't no name, man. Ain't nobody gonna welcome that. Ain't nobody gonna welcome that. Man, please. I know I ain't finna welcome that. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, like I said, and I'm getting ready to move. I'm finna get on down because I gotta go do another video. I gotta do another video. But look, go on to the Blind Intelligence Show and look at, and because I have another show called Blind Intelligence, and I where I talks about credit debts, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely move the needle on that. I'm just like, we move the needle on that one because that right there is a very good, it's a very good show. So I'll be on this afternoon on the Blind Intelligence Show. You know what I'm saying? And we just hey, look, listen. I want to tell you all. Hey, look here. Today's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Everything goes on. A lot of negative stuff goes on Fridays. Don't be in the midst of it. I hope and pray that you stay safe, you stay strong, you stay wise, but most of all, stay encouraged. I'm Raphael Bird, and this is the 601 Network, Real Jackson News, where the rules, where there's no fluff, straight talk for the real people of Jackson, and that's us. We'll talk to you guys. I might be on here probably tomorrow, so I might be on either tomorrow or Sunday. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.